A great drum sound is at the heart of every great sounding track. If your drums don't sound good, your track isn't going to sound great. Reason Drum Kits is a refill that Propellerhead has put together, and it contains thousands of individual drum samples. But it's so much more than that. It's actually a pre-created collection of kits in various different styles, and they're sampled from real drums in a highly professional studio, and they're done with absolute precision. And what they give you is essentially a pre-created, professional-sounding set of multi-track drum kits. What I've done here is I've grouped my refills into a content folder. You can do that by just identifying them on your hard drive and dragging them into the sidebar here. If I look in my content folder, I just happen to have called it content. Here is my Reason Drum Kits refill. If I open it, here's the actual refill itself, and if I open that, here's the content contained within the refill. Refills are, of course, Propellerhead's container format for batches of sounds, samples, patches, and other things. So you can see here that we have a number of separate folders inside the refill. Drum kit patches are individual kits. There's content for the redrum itself. There are RV7000 reverb patches which are suitable for these drum kits. And again, Scream 4 distortion patches which have been designed to work with these drum kits. There's some sequencer material which is pre-created MIDI loops, the actual samples which make up the drum kits themselves, and something called legacy material, which is for older versions of the software. The first thing we're going to look at here is the drum kit patches, and if I expand this you'll see that there are quite a few subfolders inside each one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to expand the browser out a little bit so we can see the names of these items. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into the preset kits, and you can see again within this folder we have stereo kits and we also have multi-output kits. If I go into the multi-output kits, you have various different versions. You have kits recorded with all microphones, close mics only, and kits recorded without ambient mics. I'm going to open up the all mics, and again we're split into genres here. If I was to open, let's say, the vintage soul funk folder, and again just make some space for myself because this folder hierarchy gets a little bit complicated. Here are some kits that have all been created by the props. I'm just going to go ahead and open one of these. I can do that either by double clicking it here from the browser, or I can drag it into the rack. So I'm just going to double click it, and it loads my instrument. Now you can see that what it's done here is loaded a Combinator. And what we have on the front, because this has all been set up automatically for you, we have quick controls which we can use to tune and tweak the sound. So for example, in this one we have bass drum damping, pressure amount, the amount of hi-hats in the overheads, and the amount of room ambience, which you can also turn off here. You can see that compression is switched on. And if I was to just play my MIDI keyboard, you will hear that we have a kit all ready to go. But there's actually so much more to it than that, and you can see that if you open up the Show Devices section. So if I tap on that, you can see that inside the Combinator what we've now revealed is the component parts of that drum kit. And you can see that an awful lot of work has gone into this, and that's of course saved you doing all this work, which is fantastic. And what we have is we have lots and lots of NNXT sampler modules, each one containing one or more drum samples. And they've all been named for you. So for example here you can see this is the kick one, this is the snare, the toms, and so on. And this goes to make up your drum kit. Each one has been fine-tuned and tweaked, so you can see that they've got effects attached to them already, mostly EQs to tune them up. If you move down a little bit, there is a micro mixer, some spider audio mergers and splitters, which are all doing their thing behind the scenes. If I scroll back up here, you can see that the kit has been submixed into a mixer for you. And of course, because this is a multi-output kit, which you'll remember from up here, all our different drum channels are running into the mixer here, and they've got named channels and named faders. The great thing about Reason drum kits is there's so much content in it. There's a huge amount of stuff, and all the drums sound amazing. And as I noted earlier, you're able to dial in kits recorded in different ways with different mics in different positions. Some of them are a bit simpler, like here you've got the producer kits. These have been designed by some leading producers. So if I wanted to dial in one of these, I could, let's say I wanted a dry kit, I could just drag that in. And again, here's my kit. Which sounds pretty cool. And again, if I look at the devices, here there's a different bunch of stuff. There's a lot of content to explore in here. For example, we have these specialized effect patches which have been designed to work with the drums. So if I wanted to, I could take one of these reverb patches and I could then attach that to this kit that I already have. Like this. And turn it down a bit and see how that sounds. And they're mapped all the way across keys like that. So as you can see, Reason drum kits basically provides almost everything you need to form the foundations of your tracks.